Hi there, this is Adam Lane with Pocketnow.com, and this is our review of the new HTC Titan II. Let's check it out. The HTC Titan II came out on the same day as the Nokia Lumia 900, but it hasn't seen much press coverage or sales for that matter. However, it's still got some great features that are worth checking out, especially that 16 megapixel camera. The HTC Titan II is the successor to HTC's previous Titan Windows Phone that was released last year. It's got the same 4.7-inch Super LCD screen with a 480 by 800 pixel screen resolution, along with similar specs for most other aspects. You'll find a familiar 1.5 GHz Snapdragon processor, 512 megabytes of RAM, 16 gigs of storage, along with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, and an FM radio. Comes with Windows Phone 7.5 build 8112 and a non-removable 1730 mAh battery. The two big new features the Titan II has over the previous Titan is the 16 megapixel camera on the back, along with the AT&T LTE high-speed internet support. The design of the HTC Titan II is very similar to every other HTC phone. We now have a bit of a curve to the bottom row of capacitive buttons that many refer to as a chin. This is useful when placing the phone face down on a table, since it gives a bit of lift to keep the glass from rubbing against the surface. At the top you've got the handset speaker, along with some sensors and a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. On the right side, there's the usual volume toggle switch and a dedicated camera button. The camera button is well designed and includes a slightly different texture so that you can feel for it without looking at the phone. It also has a good feel for the half press and full press shutter releases. On the bottom, you'll see the microphone hole is a bit larger so that people can hear you better on phone calls now. On the top is a 3.5mm headset jack and a power button. The power button is actually quite flush with the device, so you might find it difficult to feel for. On the back, you'll see the large 16 megapixel camera with dual LED flash and a speaker. The material is a soft touch matte plastic, and the coloring fades to a lighter shade at the bottom around the Windows Phone logo. Then you've got a textured panel at the bottom, which you can remove to reveal the SIM card slot. Unfortunately, there's no way to replace the battery while on the road, and of course, there's no expandable storage here either. When we look at the benchmarks, the Titan II is the fastest Windows Phone around. The blacks in the screen are not as black as some other phones, however, the whites are excellent. If you're not familiar with all of the features in Windows Phone 7.5, be sure to search Pocketnow.com for our full Windows Phone 7.5 reviews. For the sake of this review, we'll mainly look at what apps AT&T and HTC have included in the Titan II. AT&T has bundled all of their usual Windows Phone applications with the HTC Titan II. You get AT&T Code Scanner, Navigator, Radio, and Uverse Mobile, as well as the My AT&T Account Manager. Some of these apps require additional paid subscriptions, but if you don't want to use them, a tap and hold in the program listing will give you an easy way to remove them. Next, let's look at the settings. HTC has actually added some great functionality to their Windows Phone 7 devices, and you'll find their options at the bottom of the settings listing. The attentive phone options are my favorites. You can set the phone to mute by turning it face down while ringing, or while you're on a call you can switch to speakerphone mode just by setting the phone face down. It also has options for louder ring when the phone is in your pocket, and a quieter ring when you pick the phone up to look at the caller ID. There's also a hearing aid mode that increases in-call volume, as well as some sound enhancement options. By default, you get the HTC Hub on the home screen, and once you open it, you'll activate the live weather tile, which can be useful. The Hub also allows you to pin live tiles for multiple weather cities, stock quotes, and news feeds to your start screen. In the Windows Phone Marketplace, you'll find a special section for HTC apps that are exclusive for HTC branded Windows phones. A couple of my favorites are the flashlight and compass apps, as well as the HTC Locations, which gives you GPS navigation features. Offline map data is available for free for 30 days, but after that you can subscribe or purchase map data outright. HTC Watch is another good one that lets you rent or buy movies to watch on your device, and Image Enhancer is fun if you like silly effects filters. Next, let's look at the camera. HTC has included some significant customizations to the camera app. You'll see quite a few more options in the settings area than you'll find on other Windows phones. My favorite feature is the panorama mode, which reloads the viewfinder with a panoramic UI. Burst shot mode is also useful, but sometimes takes too long to get to in order to capture a quick series of photos. You've also got a lot of effects options in the scene modes. If you're using tap to capture, be sure to check your metering mode first. By default, it exposes around the focus point, so if you're focusing on something in a shadow area, you'll likely clip the highlights. The 16 megapixel photos look great when you take nice bright outdoor shots. However, there is some definite noise if you zoom in on these photos. The noise is much more prevalent on lower light photos, and it's important to note some focusing issues in low light scenarios, considering the camera does not use the LED lights for autofocus assist. Be sure to check out our full review on Pocketnow.com for more sample photos. Before we get to our final thoughts, we should talk a little bit more about the LTE support, battery life, and the pricing. LTE is all the rage right now, and you're going to get some very high-speed downloads out of it. The battery on the Titan II seems to handle the added stress of LTE radios quite well, and you should get a good day and a half of battery life depending on your usage. Now the price on AT&T is $199 with a 2-year contract. That's about right for high-end LTE Android phones of similar specs, but now that the Nokia Lumia 900 is available for only $99, the Titan II seems a bit expensive for what it is. If you're a huge fan of HTC, large 4.7-inch screens with lower pixel densities, LTE, the Windows Phone operating system, and want bragging rights with a 16 megapixel camera, then the Titan II might be worth the extra money. If it was the same price as the Lumia 900, then the Titan II would be much more competitive. Our final rating is 4 out of 5 stars. The Titan II is still a great phone with some great features. Be sure to check out our full review on Pocketnow.com. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.